Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers have revealed some clues pointing to a recast in the role of Thomas Forrester, last played by Matthew Atkinson. If the role is recast, what does Thomas have coming up? Will Thomas go through with his plans to marry Paris Buckingham, Diamond White? Or could he come back to LA for another chance with Hope Logan, Annika Noel? Since Hope and Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, have taken over Forrester Creations, there has been talk about not having designers to do the work needed for the company. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, Thruid and Brooke Logans, Catherine Kelly Lang, face that Hope is the reason Thomas isn't at Forrester anymore. Of course, Thomas would not have sided against his father and grandfather to work there. However, none of this would have happened if Thomas hadn't left town from pressure put on him by Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Missins Wood. Ridge accused Hope of using his son and causing him to move away. Obviously, Ridge misses his son and grandson. Ridge states that he hasn't seen his son in he doesn't know how long. Just to help a guy out, it was July 2024 when he was last seen. However, with Atkinson gone and all of this talk about Thomas, perhaps a recast is coming so that Thomas can return home. Thomas and Paris had planned to have their wedding at the Forrester mansion, like so many other Forresters have done. Thomas would certainly have Douglas Forrester, Henry Joseph Samiri, in tow. There is no guarantee that Thomas and Paris will be back home. However, they would have to be together if they are. Of course, Thomas could always come back single looking to reunite with Hope. Thomas should be thrilled that his parents are back together, and it is surprising that he hasn't returned to celebrate their reunion. Thomas also should be in town supporting his father and grandfather during this LLC takeover. It only makes sense to have Thomas return home and be with his father soon. Whatever the case, all of this talk about Thomas certainly has fans wondering what is going to happen. There is no indication that Atkinson may be returning, which also leaves the door open for a recast. However, Ridge using this to attempt to turn Brooke against Hope doesn't mean it is okay. Will Ridge be shocked to find out that Thomas wants to be with Hope? Will things settle down at Forrester Creations soon? The Bold and the Beautiful B&B has been a cornerstone of daytime drama for decades. It's a show that has had its share of drama, intrigue, and shocking plot twists, with storylines revolving around the glamorous and often scandalous lives of the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families. Among the central characters of B&B is Thomas Forrester, the son of Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes, and a member of the iconic Forrester family. Thomas has been a key figure in many major storylines, particularly those that involve family dynamics, business rivalries, and romantic entanglements. However, recent developments in the world of the Bold and the Beautiful have left fans questioning the future of Thomas Forrester on the show. Rumors have been swirling about whether or not the role of Thomas will be recast. The character, portrayed by Matthew Atkinson since 2019, has gone through many ups and downs, from his struggles with mental health to his obsession with Hope Logan. As a result, there has been speculation that Thomas' storyline might be taking a new direction, leading to potential recasting. Let's take a closer look at the history of Thomas Forrester, the current situation surrounding his role on the show, and whether or not fans should expect a recast in the near future. A look back at Thomas Forrester's character development. Before diving into the speculation around recasting, it's important to understand who Thomas Forrester is and why he has become such a pivotal character on The Bold and the Beautiful. Thomas was introduced to the show in 1990 as the young son of Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes. Over the years, Thomas has undergone significant development, becoming one of the more complex and controversial characters on the show. As a child, Thomas was portrayed as a sweet and innocent boy. But as he grew older, he began to show a more manipulative side. His storylines have often been centered around his relationships with family members, particularly with his father, Ridge, and his love interests. Thomas has had a complicated relationship with his mother, Taylor, as well, often feeling overlooked in comparison to his siblings, Steffi and Ridge. The character of Thomas has also been involved in several major romantic storylines, most notably with Hope Logan. Thomas' obsession with Hope became one of the most controversial plot points in recent years, particularly when he manipulated events to try and win her over. His obsession reached new heights when he faked the existence of a Hope mannequin, which was a turning point in his character arc. The storyline not only caused major rifts in the Forrester family, but also garnered significant attention from fans and critics alike. Thomas' actions led to periods of estrangement from his family, but he has also made efforts to redeem himself, especially when it comes to his son, Douglas Forrester. His relationship with Douglas has been one of the more heartful aspects of his character, showcasing a more vulnerable side of Thomas. Throughout his time on B&B, Thomas has been portrayed by several actors. The role was first played by actor Drew Tyler Bell, who portrayed the character from 2004 to 2010. After a brief hiatus, the character was reintroduced in 2015 with actor Pearson Fode in the role. Fode played Thomas until 2017, when the character was briefly recast with actor Matthew Atkinson. Atkinson's portrayal of Thomas has been marked by the character's more sinister actions, such as his obsession with Hope, as well as his occasional attempts at redemption. Recent developments: Matthew Atkinson's departure. As of recent years, Matthew Atkinson has been the actor responsible for bringing Thomas Forrester to life. However, the character's storyline has taken a backseat in recent months, and there have been whispers of a potential departure from the show. While Atkinson has been praised for his portrayal of the troubled Forrester heir, his character has not been as prominent in recent storylines. Some fans have speculated that this could be due to the fact that B&B has chosen to shift focus to other characters, such as Steffi, Hope, and Liam. Atkinson's own future with the soap opera has also been called into question. In interviews and public appearances, he has been somewhat tight-lipped about his future on the show. There have been rumors circulating that Atkinson might be moving on to other projects, but nothing official has been confirmed by either the actor or the show's producers. Will Thomas Forrester be recast? The most pressing question on the minds of fans is whether or not the role of Thomas Forrester will be recast. It is not uncommon for soap operas to recast characters, especially when actors decide to leave or when the character's storyline needs a fresh direction. B&B has a history of recasting roles, with characters like Taylor Hayes and Bill Spencer having been recast multiple times over the years. In the case of Thomas Forrester, recasting seems like a possibility, but there are several factors that would influence whether or not this happens. 1. The need for Thomas' storyline. One of the primary reasons for recasting a character is the need to continue their storyline. Thomas has been a central figure in some of the show's biggest storylines in recent years, and his absence would leave a significant void. If the writers and producers feel that Thomas' storyline is still worth exploring, they may choose to recast the role to continue his involvement in the drama. For example, if Thomas' relationship with Hope or his role within the Forrester family becomes more central to the plot, recasting could be a way to keep the character in the mix. 2. Matthew Atkinson's future. While Atkinson has not publicly confirmed that he is leaving the show, there have been signs that his time as Thomas could be coming to an end. If Atkinson decides to pursue other opportunities, the show would likely recast the role rather than write Thomas out entirely. It's important to note that soap operas often don't give their actors much time off, and if Atkinson is indeed leaving, the show would need to make a decision quickly. A recast would allow for a smooth transition without completely eliminating the character. 3. Fan reception. Another factor that would play into a recasting decision is how fans respond to the idea. Thomas has been a divisive character, with some viewers loving his complex personality and others finding his actions to be too extreme. If the show decides to recast Thomas, it would likely be because the producers believe it would be well received by the audience. Fans may have strong opinions on who should play Thomas, and the casting department would need to consider these factors carefully to avoid backlash. 4. The current state of the show. The Bold and the Beautiful is currently going through a phase where many of its longtime characters are either being written out or taking backseats to other storylines. With characters like Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester going through relationship turmoil, the focus has shifted toward other family members, including Steffi and Liam. If Thomas is not featured as prominently in upcoming storylines, a recast may not be necessary. However, if the writers decide to bring him back into the fold, a recast could be a viable option. What would a recast mean for Thomas Forrester? If B&B decides to recast Thomas Forrester, it would undoubtedly change the dynamic of the show. The recast could provide a fresh take on the character, which could either reinvigorate Thomas' storyline or lead to a backlash from fans who are attached to Atkinson's portrayal. The new actor would have big shoes to fill, especially since Atkinson has made Thomas his own with his portrayal of a deeply troubled yet complex individual. Additionally, a recast could present new opportunities for storytelling. A new actor could bring a different energy to the role, potentially allowing Thomas to undergo a transformation. Whether this transformation is one of redemption or further descent into darkness, a recast could shake things up in a positive way. Conclusion. What's next for Thomas Forrester? As of now, there are no official announcements regarding the recasting of Thomas Forrester, but the question remains on the minds of many fans. The character of Thomas is one that has evolved significantly over the years, and his future on the show remains uncertain. Whether or not the role will be recast depends on several factors, including Matthew Atkinson's future with the show, the direction of the character's storyline, and how the producers and writers decide to move forward. For now, fans can only speculate about what will happen next with Thomas Forrester. Will he remain a pivotal character on The Bold and the Beautiful, or will his storyline come to a close? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Thomas' presence on the show has left an indelible mark on the Forrester family, and his future, whether through a recast or otherwise, will undoubtedly be a subject of much discussion in the months to come. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTIFAVUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.